Hey everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play World of Warcraft, presented to you by my World of WoW. I'm your host Kaga, and I'm glad to say it's time once again to resume leveling our Dwarf Mage. When we last left off, we'd cleaned up a cave of trolls and a named fire elemental, and apparently that fire elemental's appearance, along with this earthquake, is a pretty big deal. So big in fact that we need to go to the capital dwarven city of Ironforge in order to report the incident. We've been told to rendezvous with a gnome in the east, so let's go and do that. As always, don't be afraid to kill a few mobs for fun along the way. Well, as luck would have it, as soon as we go to the end of the passage through to the rest of Dunmorrow, we suffer another quake, which means we can't get through. What are we going to do now? Well, let's talk to this gnome, and we find out that he has some contacts up his sleeve. So let's go meet his friend and see what he can offer us. Ooh. He actually has a gyrocopter, that's pretty sweet. This never used to be here. But before we leave, we need to grab some supplies, which can be found inside the bunker. Oh, it seems like this dwarf wants us to make sure that we don't forget about the people that are more or less trapped here. Telling someone to go rescue them would probably be the decent thing to do. So rummage through the bunker and you'll find the supplies you need for takeoff. Now is also a good time to visit your trainer and pick up any new skills. It took me quite a while to find the supplies needed, despite the fact that they shimmer and are pretty obvious. I guess I just wasn't concentrating. Yep, that sounds like something I'd do. Okay, so I've finally found all three items and now it's time to take off into the unknown. Awesome! Let's return to that gyrocopter. Something tells me I should be saying get to the chopper or similar right now. The flight itself was quite different to what I expected. I expected the copter to crash. After all, Gnomish technology has a bit of a reputation for bugging out. Fortunately, however, we do make it to Keranos, and when we get there we have some quests to hand in and more to pick up. We also got a bag of goodies when going on that joyride, so let's see what's inside. Mostly useless crap, but oh, alcohol! Yeah, jackpot! At least now we can quest with a bit of a buzz. There's quite a few quests to grab in this area, but you can find them pretty easily using your minimap. If you wish, you could now pick up cooking, but I'm going to save my precious pennies. Finally, you get asked to go to Ironforge, and you get a free ride there. You used to have to walk. So jump on a griffin and take off towards the Grand City. I had a little computer lag here, so my apologies for any choppy footage. Upon touchdown, we deliver our note to its intended recipient, who just so happens to be near the mining trainer. On this tune, I'm going to get the professions mining and skinning with the sole intent of making profit. And oh, look! Ding again, another level closer. If you do get mining, don't forget to turn on track minerals, and buy a mining pick. I forgot to get the pick, as you will soon see. It's now time to learn skinning, so we'll find and visit that trainer. We'll also need a skinning knife, which reminds me, I still need that mining pick, so I better grab one of those as well. Humph. Now that we have both professions taken care of, we can leave Ironforge and get back to questing. If you're new to the game, however, it wouldn't hurt to have a look around the town. It's a fairly safe place, just don't fall in the lava. And yes, I have done it. And yes, I did die. And no, I did not learn from it. And yes, I did it again. Anyways, we have leveling to get to, so it's time to fly out of the city and back to Keranos. We even get a quest to go back there, which means hooray for us, we get some more experience. Upon touchdown, we hand in our go-to quest, which is located at the cooking trainer. We can grab our reward, and then set off about questing. It never hurts to interact with the locals. First time I came through here I was quite bewildered because it changed significantly with the cataclysm. The gnome here looks like she knows what's what though, so let's give her a visit. So now more questing up in the Shimmer Ridge. And now you may smile with amusement, because as you can see, it took me some time to find the path up to the top of this ridge. My only defence is that I swear the path used to be on the other side, which is now a dead end. So go the opposite way to what I did, to avoid getting lost. On the plus side, I got to kill some wolves, which for some reason weren't skinnable. Perhaps that's a newish thing that mobs on level 5 can't be skinned. Oh well. I eventually figure out how to get up the mountain. And now it's troll clobbering time. We need to kill the trolls as well as collect their weed. They are fairly easy to defeat, just be aware of where you are standing so that you don't aggro too many at once. And you can also find mining veins around here as I did. So here we are, owning trolls and generally having a good time blowing things up as only mages know how. Then when we're done, we can head back to the town and kill some boars and wolves as we go. By now you're probably starting to get the hang of things. You complete quests to open up more quests and gain stronger attributes via leveling up. It's important to note that the time it takes between each level is generally more and more each time. For example, it takes a lot longer getting from 84 to 85 than it does getting from level 1 to level 2. The ore we are mining and the skins we're skinning, as well as any cloth we get, we are going to hang on to, for now. This is because later we'll return to Ironforge and try to sell these items on the auction house, or AH, as it's commonly called. The AH is where you will do most of your currency turnover, and we'll introduce it in detail when the time comes to use it. For now though, just hang on to those materials that you find. With mining, your current skill level determines the type of veins you can mine from. Azeroth and beyond is a host to a whole range of minerals including copper, tin, iron, silver, gold, and more. You'll usually find the higher valued items in higher level areas. If you're worried about keeping your professions up to date with your level, no matter which profession, you can use the rule of 5. This simply means take your character's level and multiply it by 5, and if your skill level is at that or higher, you should be fine. For example, at level 10 I should ensure I have a 50 mining and 50 skinning before leaving the area. The last thing we want is a mob we can't skin, or a vein we can't tap into because we didn't train our skill to a high enough level. We have a few hand-ins and new quests to grab. This is great, making really good progress and generally not having any issues with leveling at all. Don't forget the hand-ins inside the inn, and also remember to vendor any unwanted items to bag space. Before we leave the inn, it's time to visit our trainer. And what do we get? The complete awesomeness that is Frostbolt. Frostbolt attacks enemies at range, with less damage than Fireball, but it can also snare them. This means they are slowed down drastically. This can give us massive advantages if used correctly, particularly when used with other spells like Frost Nova, which we'll get later on. With our Frostbolt at the ready, it's time to tackle another set of quests. Here we need to kill Wendigos, investigate a cave, and collect some supplies. All of that will take place in the next episode. I look forward to seeing you there, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe.